Live, we're live once again.
Gonna be toxic in YouTube chat.
Yeah, man, we sure can. Have any words for YouTube, Chris?
Why don't you go live? Why don't you go live on Twitch?
Hi.
We could go live on Twitch, honestly.
I heard like if you go live on YouTube, it kills the channel or whatever.
Really?
It's already yeah, the algorithm. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like longer videos.
Okay, this is good to know. Good to know. We'll make it.
Welcome. Not gonna lie.
All right. Well, I will take that into consideration going forward, everybody.
Okay.
Later. Hey man, I'm just trying to help you out, man.
No. I'm gonna know that for next time. But I'm stuck with what's it called because I'm using Streamlabs to do it as opposed to OBS.
Viewers, guys.
What'd you say?
Aim for 10 viewers, guys.
Okay. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Hello, viewers. Right?
What do you call your fans?
Yeah, you ain't got a name.
Spellcasters.
I was gonna say the spells,
Okay.
but one of something it works. So whatever works.
I don't like that.
The followers name, the cult of Wayne.
It means like, oh no, not special anymore. Wait.
They them, you know.
Oh.
Turn it off.
Alright.
Cancel.
Okay, all right. What was I getting at here? We're gonna start with a Eternals review, everybody.
Wow, start. What do you mean start?
Straight to it then.
I mean, we're gonna start doing it. Let's start off soft. We're gonna do a no spoiler version, and then go into a spoiler detailed version later on.
How do you do a non-spoiler version? Huh?
I don't know. We're gonna figure it out though. First
Wait,
things
wait,
first.
Put spoilers in. Just do that right now.
Let's just do like straight into the spoilers, cause like we'll put like a spoiler warning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just like summarize the film, and then give our opinion, and then evaluate the film. That would be a lot easier. It's a strong word.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, hit the right, your title should be Eternal Review spoilers. Just make sure you put that in.
I wouldn't say
You know, if they watch it, that's
All right.
quotations.
There's plenty of spoilers coming then, everybody. All right.
Right.
Everyone
So let's
knows.
start off with the summary then. So like, the movie starts off with what? Let's start off with.
It was
It starts
the
off with the.
one
It starts off
girl,
in the ship, right?
huh? Yeah. Oh yeah. You're
It
right. You're
starts
right.
off
I'm
in the ship.
gonna start off after it starts. Okay, you're right. You're right. I was gonna start the wrong part actually. If they get off the ship.
But you gonna start at the end of the scenes already?
I was gonna start at the. We'll get there. We'll get there. They get off the ship. They're attacking.
I haven't seen this movie, by the way.
You haven't seen it, yeah?
Then
So
what
you
are
know.
here?
Then
What is he here for?
He wants to.
Why want to bully him out? Is it cyberbullying?
He wants to be like the audience version to see if we can convince him to watch the movie by the end of this.
They get spoilers.
Just rewatch the trailers real quick.
But yeah, it starts off with that. They get off the ship. They shoot some deviants. They get back on the ship.
Oh, come on.
You know.
You gotta get more in depth.
All right, what
She
happens,
makes
guys?
a little
They have
Okay,
I
so
really
like
it started off.
arrow thing at the ground, and she like turns it gold and blue. So
Yeah, it starts off with a slow crawl, right? And then we get introduced into with the deviants and their purpose on Earth. And then what was that civilization that we first visited?
it was like early, man. It was after cavemen, but also after dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
you should probably take notes on this, but
Oh,
early.
I remember. Now I remember the dude was sitting by the beach, and then like he was like, "Oh, they're coming," and then like his father was like, "Run!" And then like he got smoked.
Yeah, and not English. I don't remember the language, but
Okay, so it's basically not the deviants, the Eternals' first contact with early man, and then they're being attacked by deviants, and then we get introduced to the different Eternals and what they can do. And there are 10 Eternals. There's Ajax, Kingo, Stacy, who else?
Athena.
Icarus, Gilgamesh, Athena,
Gilgamesh. Yeah.
Makari, Fastos, Druid. Who am I forgetting?
I didn't know there was this
I
many.
don't know if he's like part.
Is that all of them?
That's-
Again, bro. I don't remember. I don't remember all these.
That's good
I
enough.
don't know. I know Icarus. I know Sprite. I know Athena.
Oh yeah, Icarus. We forgot Icarus.
I know Druid, and that's about it.
Right.
And Gilgamesh.
Right.
Oh, and Sprite. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I forgot. Okay. So yeah,
Wait,
we get into and there's two major parts of the film. There is the flashbacks when we're all together, and then present day. So then throughout the film, like we're going back and forth between the two. So after the first interaction with humans, we flash forward into present day in London, but we follow Circe, and Circe is with
Is a school
Dane,
teacher.
right?
So this is a school teacher.
Dane. Yeah. She goes to school. Oh man.
She's teaching kids. There's a big earthquake.
Game of Thrones?
Oh, she's from Game of Thrones, Chris?
No, the dude Dane Whitman. He's from
Dane Whitman and Icarus.
Oh yeah.
Jon Snow.
I've seen him now. I've seen him. He's some kind of big guy because he had like a long beard in Game of Thrones and like a scepter or whatever. I remember now. I've seen
I
like
think that's accurate. But
I've seen clips. He wears like a dark gray outfit. Anyway, yeah, she's a teacher, Circe. She's a teacher alongside Game of Thrones guy.
Dane Whitman.
Yeah, alongside the Black Knight. We're doing spoilers anyway.
Oh, all right. Wait. We're summarizing the film first, and then we'll get to Easter eggs and theories and all the other stuff, right?
Okay.
So we pick up with Circe, who's a school teacher with Dane Whitman, and we get introduced to the other Eternal Sprite, and they're in the classroom, and then an earthquake occurs, and then sometime after that, what happened?
We don't meet Sprite yet. Sprite's not in the classroom. We don't meet Sprite yet.
No. I mean, she's living with Sprite.
Yeah.
She's the second Eternal we see in present day. It's a little bit after they go. I think they go to a club after work.
Yeah, they go to like a
and that's where
bar.
we see Sprite.
Sprite tries
And
to
then
hook
they
up
go
with a guy.
outside. Right. They go outside and we get our first fight scene with a deviant. And those two, there's like a little bit of a chase scene, and they're fighting in the street. And that little part of it is in the trailer. And that's when we see Icarus save Dane Whitman, Circe, and Sprite from that deviant. So then what happens next, guys?
So the deviant that they fought did not get defeated. He ran away. Right, he's
Yes.
What was his name? Because they never mentioned this deviant's name. This deviant, I think it's Croa or something like that.
It is Crow.
Yeah,
That's
Crow.
the only name we got for a deviant.
Oh, we got his name in the movie. We did.
Yeah, it's Crow.
Okay, I don't remember it in the movie. Yeah, Crow's like.
I mean, they don't really matter, but
No, well, because he's another big one in the comics, though. Crow's like a different one.
yeah, but all right, we'll get into that later on in the movie.
All right.
But okay, so we got
Comes and he, laser beams and he baby Supermans his way into the scene, and we
Yes.
find out that him and Circe used to date.
correct.
That was funny.
And Dane Whitman is obviously jealous, because that's
Love
what he
triangle?
did.
Yeah, a little bit of a love square. We'll get into that later on in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true.
Yes.
We'll get to
But,
that later.
Wait, am I missing
I'm
something?
excited.
Square
Excited to hear about it.
with Circe, Icarus, Game of Thrones.
Wait,
We'll get there. We'll get there. Wait.
Go
ahead.
All right.
Wait, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So
I'm bad at this.
okay. So in present day, the Eternals believe that they have eradicated all of the deviants beforehand, so they all separated and went their own ways. And when they first experience a deviant, that's when they decide, okay, we have to come back together, and maybe the Earth is under attack from the deviants once again. So after the fight scene,
that really also alarmed them, that the deviant had powers which they've never experienced before.
yeah, the
Oh,
deviant
yeah.
had the ability to heal, unlike before. So I think what they wanted to do next was find Ajax, which was pretty much their leader. And I think she had a farmhouse or something, or there's a isolated house somewhere. Yeah, and they went to her house and they find out that she's been killed, and we don't know by who or we don't know by what. So
Well,
Ajax
it's
has been
implied
killed.
that it's by the deviant because it's
We find
deviant.
out later. find out later.
No, it says it there at that point in time.
No,
It's like,
he
oh,
did say it there. Icarus did say it there.
yeah, it looks like
Yes.
he was killed by a deviant because they have like the black line deviant victims get. You know.
Yes.
So then, after finding Ajax's body, they decide that we have to find the rest of the Eternals and band together. So the next Eternal that we see is Kingo, which is the actor.
This is Pingu. Who's
No,
Kingo?
that's
What's his name?
No. Yeah, see, I would have never
Oh,
known.
Kingo, yeah.
Kingo, yeah.
All right, wait. Which one is that? What power does he have? It's gonna help me.
He's the one that can shoot.
Oh, it's
You.
the funny guy.
Yeah.
It's the comedian.
That's what I call
Okay.
him, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we get introduced to Kingo. He is an actor, and he has his valet / assistant that has the camera and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they convince him to join up. Does anyone know his name?
Which one?
No.
Oh, his valet.
I told you, bro. There ain't a lot of names.
I'm gonna cheat it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Karun?
we'll just keep him the valet then.
Yeah.
What was that?
Karun.
Yeah, I think that's right. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
All right,
So there's a lot of characters in this movie.
yeah.
All right.
That and a lot of them ain't leave a mark.
Ooh.
Chill.
Come back.
Ooh.
Okay. So Kingo joins up, and then the next scene is in a private jet. I think they try to go to who do they try to go next?
They
Is it-
tried.
is it
Get,
Tina and Gilgamesh?
Yeah, they find Gilgamesh and Athena.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's Justina, not Athena. It's Justina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, drop the A.
We also have to
They
mention
had a
that.
flashback at some point.
Yeah. We also have a flashback, and it shows us that Athena is suffering from some type of defect of having. Whoa! Should we wait?
Yeah, we should
Should we
wait
wait
for that. We should wait for that.
Okay. Well,
We
Well,
can
all we
talk
know is
about
that
what they
Thena-
showed us then, but not like too much into it.
Yeah, no, they
right.
think that
So
Thena
Thena has
has
some
like
type of,
bad
memory
memory
disability.
system. Yeah.
and then she's prone to like acts of rage or whatever, right? So then
She be spitting about random nonsense.
she turns on anyone. So then Gilgamesh volunteers to look after her, which is why those two are together even in present day. So we visit. I forgot the area where they're at.
They're like
we
old
visit-
Babylon, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was the flashback. No, that was the flashback. So in the flashback, they all split up. Really
They
took
left
like
Babylon. Yeah, and they
all
went somewhere
over
else.
people, a bunch of people's minds. It said like they stopped them from fighting. So he did his own thing.
Yeah, Druid
And
left
like
that
everybody,
way.
it's like all split up.
Mhm.
Like that's how like the last one they all together.
So should we cover the flashback or should we just go to Gilgamesh and Thena?
We can skip the
we should at
flashback.
least went over that flashback. Cause we skipped over another flashback.
That's all I'm
That
thinking.
was
We can
the
skip the
only one.
flashbacks for.
But that was that one kind of mattered. But that was the last time they were all together.
Mhm.
in Babylon.
Yeah. So should we do that one first?
I think, did it come first?
It did because we didn't know why.
Yeah.
Because it came first.
It came before
Okay,
this
so-
one. Yeah,
The flashback. Does anyone remember where it takes place?
it's in Babylon. Right? I was super
Yeah.
excited. I'm like,
Babylon,
oh,
yeah.
can't wait to see who Gilgamesh is. Turns out Gilgamesh is one of the Eternals. Was not happy about that. Wanted to see a real
We're
golden
not doing
fake
the-
We'll
Gilgamesh.
keep opinions on characters until after the
Yeah, but
the
yeah,
initial summary.
they're
We're
there
really
in,
interested to see what your guys' favorite characters are.
They're
But
there in
we
Babylon.
go to-
yeah, doing
yeah,
stuff.
in Babylon, and
That's like a
it's
home
also
base.
very important. It's also very important that the deviants
Mhm.
aren't allowed or aren't supposed to interfere with human conflict. So with wars and all that other stuff. So there's a war breaking out, and Druid wants to use his mind control powers to force people to stop fighting against each other, and then Ajax basically prevents him from doing so, and then there's this conflict at it was like a what were they, like a tower or something, right?
Like a
Yeah, a
Some
temple.
more.
And then they were. What was the other conflict that happened? There was the Thena situation where
Yeah, Tina was like, her
Yeah.
mental disability.
And then all of them trying to stay together. Basically, all the deviants were dead. So they're like split up. Ajax was like, it's
right.
Mhm.
So they believe that their purpose has been fulfilled, and they really had no reason to stick together. So Ajax allowed them to all go their separate ways. Druid was the first one to leave because he was basically mad at the fact that he couldn't interfere, and he just had to sit there at the sidelines and watch the people kill themselves over war and all that other stuff. So Druid left first, and then that's when Ajax said that everyone should go their own separate ways.
Also witnessed Druid. He took a couple people with him. He mind controlled a group of people and just like disappeared.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that. Well, we'll get back to that when we go to like present day. But what else? What else did we need from that flashback?
So they didn't really
before,
like
this is where
willingly go their own way. Ajax forced them to go their own way because Icarus wanted them to stay together. Icarus being the strongest one, you know, the Superman lookalike. You know, everyone saw him as like a secondary leader, and he wanted to stay together.
Yeah.
But Ajax, you know, kind of like power. She,
Like, nah,
you know, strong armed it. Like, oh no, I commanded you guys go away. Don't forget your place. And then they were forced to split up, and they all went their own separate ways for the most part. Because Cersei and Sprite stayed together. And I'm pretty sure.
Not initially.
Yeah, Icarus
I think
was married.
Sprite stayed with Ajax, and then was sent to go look after Cersei.
Ah, yeah,
no,
you're right.
For a while, she was with
Icarus.
The actor. No, for a while she was with the actor. So she was with. They mentioned it on the plane.
Oh, I know what
So
you're
she
talking
was
about.
like, "Why did you leave
Stayed
me?"
with Pingo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then that's when
Yeah.
Is that his
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
His name is Pingo?
His name is
Kingo.
Yeah.
Kingo. Okay.
Kingo.
Alright.
Kingo and Kingo was his name.
I'm thinking of Pingu from
Okay,
the.
well, that's when we find out Gilgamesh vows to stay with Thena so that she doesn't lose her mind and,
Mhm.
you know, go all out. But we return to present day. We're on the private jet with Kingo, Sprite, and Cersei
Yep.
and Icarus.
Another detail: Cersei and Icarus were married, so they were together for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, and then we find out that Icarus leaves without any explanation, and we don't know as to why.
Yeah.
So yeah, the plan is to go find Gilgamesh and Thena. They arrive there, and they meet Gilgamesh first, right? And then that's where we have the little the lunch scene where like, since Captain America
We missed something big. So when they
Okay.
were there back when they first found Ajax's body, Ajax transferred the orb from herself
right.
into Cersei,
Cersei.
who's like the kind of
Yes.
main character of this movie. You know, she gets this orb that lets her communicate with the Celestials. You know, yeah, she gets an orb which you can use to communicate with Celestials.
Yeah, so she communicated with Arshin the Judge. That's the celestial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when we meet Gilgamesh? They have lunch, and there's a
They
couple
tell, well,
jokes.
first they tell them that Ajax dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he handled it pretty
And then
well.
we find Thena like drawing some like stuff, I guess, or whatever. While she's sitting by a tree. She's like having thinking.
Yeah, we see that, you know, Thena's still crazy, in a sense.
Yeah, she tried to kill them off rip.
Gilgamesh stopped it. Then Cersei.
But what else happens from that scene?
Between
They
that
just-
time, Cersei was that? I think Cersei had a meeting with Arishem, or was that later?
That's right afterwards.
Okay.
Right afterwards.
Don't we get another flashback scene where
We see Thena in her crazy mind, right? We see like what she's seeing.
Rude.
Okay, we see Thena in her different minds. We see what she's seeing, and you know, what is it? What happened? We see what she's seeing, and she's seeing how they're seeing like previous worlds being blown up or stuff like that. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Did
in
we see that?
5 seconds.
I don't remember that.
I don't think at that part of the movie, but yeah.
I'm like 87% sure. That's where
Oh,
it
no,
happened.
Okay.
I could
Trust your judgment.
All right, thank you. Going forward, right after they have their little lunch scene where there's a lot of jokes, people, Gilgamesh makes like spit coffee or something like that.
Yeah, apparently Kingo knew Thor.
Oh yeah, he like.
Oh, yeah.
made coffee with like peeling the beans with his mouth or something like that.
Yeah, and Kingo knew Thor. I forgot about that.
Not Kingo, Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh did it.
No, Kingo knew Thor.
Happy about that because he was.
Yeah,
drinking it.
yeah. Somehow he used to. Apparently he's like, oh yeah, he used to be cool with young Thor or something.
Thor is what, 1,000-year old, and the Eternals are millions of years old. So
Yeah, they're old
I
enough.
buy it.
But yeah,
So,
Cersei's like, oh, I need some air. She leaves. She's really. Who comes to check on her? Gilgamesh comes to check on her. She's sad, like, oh, I can't communicate with the Celestials. Who'd you say it was, Chris?
Hersham the Judge.
Hersham the Dread.
Obviously.
Yeah, she's trying to communicate with him, and she can't use the orb that she got from Ajax. And she's doubting, like, oh, it should have been Icarus, etc. You know? She meditates. She eventually is able to do it. She finds out the truth behind why the Eternals were sent there. A little bit early, in my opinion. But yeah, she finds out why they were sent there. Turns out the Eternals were sent there to... What was it? The Eternals were sent there second because the Celestials also made the Deviants sent them there first for kind of the same job. They're sent there to get rid of all predators.
Well, the deviants were set there to they're basically set there so that the creations on Earth could basically evolve by being hunted. But then the deviants started hunting like everything. So then to counteract that, the Celestial introduced the Eternals, so that they can keep the deviant population, well, not in check, just completely eradicate them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, like predator versus predator. So they were hunting. The deviants were hunting the predators, and then they became predators themselves, and the Eternals were made to hunt those deviants. So
Yes.
Yeah, apparently, what he said was Eternals can't evolve, basically. Like, they just, man, they're
I like
made,
robots.
not humans.
Yeah, they're advanced alien robots.
Oh, and that they're reused. They go on a planet, the planet blows up, and then they just put them back together and put them on a different
and
planet.
reset their memories.
Is that
Next planet.
Did he tell us that much?
Yeah, no,
I
they
didn't
did
say
that.
that much.
Because that's when we learned
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
Thena's memories were from different planets. They messed up on wiping her memories because they wipe everybody's
Yeah, so
memories
it
every
wasn't an
time.
actual disability.
Well, we didn't figure that much out.
And they
Yeah. I mean, but like Wayne already brought it up. We might as well just talk about it then. So
Right. Basically, inside the Earth is an Eternal. Well, not Eternal, a Celestial.
That's Celestial.
Well, start all the way from the beginning. Is the Celestials made the Eternals so that they can oversee the birth of another Celestial, which is they're a seed planted in planet, and then they take years to basically grow and develop, and they are they grow by absorbing the energy of intelligent life forms.
Yeah, and
So
then
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
They,
right.
and the Eternals are mad about it.
That's why they're making the worlds evolve so that they can feed the celestial being built.
And
And
yeah,
when Celestials are born, they destroy the planet that they are inhabiting.
big thing.
So then, the Eternals don't want this to happen because they've come accustomed to Earth and they all have, their own lives. So, yeah, that's the biggest conflict they have.
Yeah, they're furious because the Celestial or whatever Celestial in question told them, "Hey, go here, protect this planet," and then turns out the planet they're protecting will just protect until we're ready to blow it up.
So then at the end of each, they call it the emergence. So at the end of each emergence, the Eternals are wiped of their memories and the process is, it begins again on a different planet.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Right, so who's next? We meet Druid.
Yeah, we
right?
go.
Yes,
They
we
go find Druid.
He is in the Amazons.
Yes, and he has the survivors of
Babylon.
what was it, the Aztecs, the Mayans?
It was Babylon.
Hmm?
It was
Okay.
Babylon. It was definitely
The
Babylon.
Babylonians.
Probably
Yeah.
not the same people.
No, but like
Probably
they,
They're not. Yeah, they're the descendants.
That's what I'm
Those
assuming.
are like people who took away years and
You
years.
see, like the chief of that town.
So
They're-
basically, it's kind of like a cult. It's not really.
pretty. No, I think it's a cult. I think it's pretty much a cult.
I would say that. I would say like a tribe.
Or
Oh, I wouldn't say a cult.
reasons.
It's close enough.
Yeah, it's a cult. I know.
Okay, but we meet Druid, and he's informed on the truth of the matter that his whole purpose was a lie, and that he's basically sent on a suicide mission. And then at first he refuses to go with the rest of the Eternals because he doesn't want to be part of it. So that's when his settlement is attacked by deviants, and we see the other, what is it, Crow?
Yeah, we see Crow
the main
again
guy,
alongside some other
we see
deviants.
Deviant also.
Yeah. So we see Crow amongst some other deviants, and the whole fight scene happens there. And what else? I mean, there's a lot that happens in the scene. There is. What?
We see what happens first? Because I remember.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that happened. There was Gilgamesh.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, he died. Gilgamesh did die. There was Athena. She had a moment.
Athena had a moment. Circe did that tree thing.
Okay, well let's pause here because like because you're right. This did happen, but we also didn't explain the powers of the Eternals in the first place. So, like it wouldn't make sense for that.
Let's go over everyone that we have.
Okay, so Ajax has the ability to heal herself and others.
And miscellaneously, Crow and also now have the ability to heal himself after Ajax.
Wayne.
That happened in the beginning, right?
No.
We don't know.
No. They kind of made the inference at this point that because she was dead, that he didn't get her powers.
Yeah, that's what they were implying from the get-go.
I remember they talked about. They was like, they thought that was weird that he had the same powers as
Ajax. Yeah.
They never had powers before. They thinking, did they evolve to the point where they could absorb other other Eternals' powers?
Okay, so we got Ajax, who has the ability to heal herself and others. We have Icarus, who is a Superman type. He can fly, he has super strength, and he has ivy.
Yeah.
And then we have
Circe. Gilgamesh.
Circe has the ability to matter manipulation, molecule manipulation,
but not living matter. She can only use
She can only use it on non-organic things. So rocks. A bust or something like we see in the trailer.
Yeah, like rocks.
Yeah, he can turn like a rock.
We got Gilgamesh, who has power gauntlets that he can just generate on his arms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it gives him super strength.
He has better super strength.
We have
Athena.
Kingo?
Oh yeah, Kingo. Kingo can shoot beams from his hands.
We have Athena.
The longer he charges it, the bigger
Right.
Yeah. We have Athena. Make weapons.
Athena has the ability to conjure any weapon. Yes. Who else? Sprite has the ability to make illusions. Druid has the ability to possess people's minds.
Yeah.
Who else are we leaving out? Fastos has the ability to.
We're not here yet.
No, but he's still an Eternal. We see him before.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna go as we come along, as we meet these people.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Out of it, then?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
So where are we at in the timeline? So we're still in the fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Gilgamesh is fighting Crow, and because Athena is having a mental moment, she's commanded to stay behind so that she doesn't interfere in the battle. So Gilgamesh is fighting Crow, and then we see Crow. We see Crow try to go for Athena because she's not doing anything, and then Gilgamesh jumps in and sacrifices himself. He is absorbed by Crow, and what happens next?
Yeah, then Crow gained the ability to speak now, and he explains
and he also gets
power. But he spoke beforehand, right? He mumbled something the first time they fought.
It wasn't as clear as after.
Yeah, he became humanoid, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So Crow became more humanoid, and he gained Gilgamesh's powers. And I think Icarus fights him off, and he runs away.
Again.
Yeah.
Again. Who wants to talk about Circe and her power?
That is my girl. So, Circe, she is being drowned. She's being pushed underwater by the deviant.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
when usually she would be able to just manipulate inorganic things, this time she is able to like her powers evolved, and she turns this inorganic deviant into a tree. She basically grows a tree out of him. So
Yeah.
that was yes.
I mean, then at that point, Druid, he decides to follow them because, everyone is going to be affected by this emergence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he tried to use the people to like shoot the deviant.
That was a pretty cool
yeah,
fight
that's so
scene.
cool.
That was like a Magneto scene.
Yeah,
They
for real,
didn't do anything.
It really was though. I thought it was pretty cool. He did a little like quarter circle backflip over the deviant and shot it with a shotgun.
Yeah, that was super cool. Let's go into more detail.
What happened
after
next?
the
I don't remember
summary
honestly.
portion.
They had to go
Yeah,
get.
what? Fastos?
Yeah, they had to go get him. He was late.
Okay, so
Was that next?
Fastos
Okay.
is.
No, but
Well,
they
who
had
was
the
it?
flashback first. They had a flashback. And
What
it
happened in
was
the
kind of
flashback?
important because what is it? They said they were gonna look for him, and Druid said, "Good luck." He gave up on humanity a while ago. Then they flashed to 1945 at Nagasaki when they.
Oh
dropped
shoot!
nukes.
Yeah.
Yes, he gave up.
After Hiroshima.
He's like, this is my fault. He felt really. You're like, oh no, I did this. I should have never gave them the technology. What?
Yeah, because which
mhm.
we didn't talk about in like previous flashbacks was he was helping like create like objects.
Yeah, he was working to introduce humanity to different technology to speed in the process of their evolution. But
Mhm.
Ajax advised against it.
Yeah, he tried to give him the steam and
Yeah.
but they only had to give him.
Yeah.
They had to give him a plow.
That was
Yeah,
so funny.
we had that, and then we push forward, and he is living his suburban lifestyle with his husband and child.
But you see,
Yes.
We see
He
him.
is
Yeah. So he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't he black too? He's gay and black?
We see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his
You
child.
gotta get him out of here.
All the
Gotta get him.
Yeah, he
All those boxes,
of the
don't worry.
community.
That's awesome. Wow.
See,
Chilling.
Aggressive.
yeah, they're very PC about it. Also, well, we forgot ours. No, we didn't get there yet.
We didn't get there yet.
We didn't get there yet.
But yeah, so my man Fastos played by Paperboy.
Yeah, you can talk about his powers
Be all
now.
about
I don't know that.
Wait, who's Paperboy?
Who's that?
Don't worry about it. It's from Atlanta. That's a different show.
Okay,
It's
all
okay.
If you know, you know, I guess.
If you guys want to talk about his powers now, we can talk about it because it.
No, we can talk about him now.
When we talk about like his lifestyle.
Yeah, he's just a smart guy. That's his power. He makes.
Yeah, I mean he's a genius.
He's like Forge from
Okay.
the X-Men.
Yeah, he like Forge. I forgot about Forge. That's a nice
He
callback.
built his house. That I thought was funny. He's like, oh, I don't use my powers anymore, and then
Yeah.
Icarus like.
But the only people that came to visit him
his
were
daughter.
Cersei and Icarus. So
Yeah.
so like that's the whole crew came. Just Cersei and Icarus came.
The old couple.
Yeah, Cersei and Icarus.
We left out another big thing. So they wanted to find Fastos. Well, not only to get the group back together, but they wanted Fastos to build a device so that Circe and
So that druid
combine
power.
their powers
Yeah.
to put the Celestial to sleep
That's
to
true.
prevent the emergence.
Yeah, he says no, but then eventually he agrees to do it, to save his child and everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly his family.
Yeah, he and his husband have a child too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says goodbye to his family, and we get the first gay kiss in the MCU.
Is it really?
That is true.
I
That
didn't know
is
Was it?
true.
I don't
It
know.
was a kiss.
The gay kiss and Francis
I feel like a character accidentally kissed before.
I'm
I'm
gonna put it out there that DC had a few before this.
Did they?
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not talking about DC.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, good for you, man. I'm glad you saw that one.
Yeah.
So what? The next scene is they find the ship.
Yeah.
Or is there another flashback?
No, they actually found this shit.
Okay, so we find the ship, we go inside, and we find Makari, who is the Death Eternal. She has the ability of super speed.
Wow, in the MCU.
She's somehow better than Quicksilver. Like, a lot better.
Way better than Quicksilver. We'll talk about her scene later on in the movie.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. Oh yeah, they get to the ship and they find her, and she's like reading a bunch of books. She has a
Like,
bunch of like artifacts
it's like
from a bunch of different places.
hoards everything from like over the years. She even has a skeleton. It's kind of funny.
Her
Yeah.
and Druid were pretty close, like really close.
Oh yeah, her and Drew got a
Really
little
close.
love thing going on. They not officially
Yeah.
just but it's implied
Yeah.
that they got the hots for each other.
Okay, like that.
They got the hots. Okay.
Like that
Grandpa.
movie.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
so what happens in this scene? They they get Fastos to try to build the device to put the Celestial to sleep, and then that's when we find out that actually no, there's a little bit of an argument between the Eternals on whether they want to fulfill their mission
Oh yeah.
and wait for the emergence to occur.
Oh, we
Or,
skipped.
I forgot his name.
Because
Okay.
there is a moment
There
in the
is?
forest when they found when it was Druid, and like it was Kingo and Sprite, and like Kingo was like, "Why are you always around? What is it, Icarus or whatever?" And they have a crush on him, basically, or whatever. So we kind of find out.
Yeah, he made like a funny analogy to say, "Oh, you like Icarus, right?"
Yeah. It was Tinkerbell
And Peter
It
Pan.
was the Tinkerbell thing.
Yeah,
Peter Pan.
And Tinkerbell, Peter Pan.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so
That's
where were
where I
we?
love
Now,
it.
now
Yeah.
go back.
Oh, but we should
Yeah, so
remember
there
to
was an
say
argument on whether to fulfill their mission or to
Mhm.
stop the Celestial, and then that's where we find out that Icarus was the one that killed Ajax, right?
Yeah, but I feel like we
So we skip.
like, well, not a
I
lot.
feel like
but,
there was a flashback.
like
there.
but basically they were having an argument,
Mhm.
and it was like, oh, Cersei was picked to be the leader, so she needed to decide. But then everybody was like, shouldn't Icarus be the one to really decide? Because the most powerful, and he was like, let Cersei
Because
decide.
everybody wanted, because Icarus was the favorite. Everyone thought Icarus would be the leader.
Yeah, he's a
But
second in
why
command.
Icarus was not chosen to be the leader? Because
Yeah, Icarus like, oh,
all right, well,
Mhm.
we'll find out. Well,
we found out like
because he wasn't
I
as
know, basically,
invested. He wasn't as invested in humanity like Cersei is, and that's what Ajax, chose Cersei over Icarus.
and because he killed her,
also,
you know.
How did he? I'm trying to figure out exactly how. Like he just like shut up. Yeah, you shouldn't do this or whatever.
Yeah, no, well, Icarus, he destroyed the invention that Fastos was working on, and then that's when he declares that he was the one that killed Ajax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Drug was like, and you killed her. He's like, what are you doing? Like, yeah.
we also get a flashback.
Yeah,
We
then
get
that's
a
That flashback was basically just how it happened. Well, just like they went to like
it was pretty bad how he did it. Like we learned why he left because
find out that it was she did die by a deviant, and the deviant did absorb her powers, but it was because Icarus put her in that situation.
Oh, betrayal?
That's the most important thing from that flashback is that Icarus knew about the emergence and like the true purpose of the Eternals, which is why he left Cersei all the way back then. He just didn't want to break the news to her because he became so accustomed to Earth and humans and all the other stuff.
He was like, oh, I let it slip if I stay around her.
Yeah, so we return. Okay, so then we're in present day, and Icarus is destroying their plans, and Makari runs in the room after being tasked. She was given something by Fastos, right?
Yeah, to go find where the emergence is actually.
Yeah. So then Icarus is getting ready to shoot. Well, go ahead.
Oh wait, are we at the part where Icarus is leaving?
Well, this is before that.
Okay, yeah.
Because Makari runs in after finding the point of the emergence, and then Icarus is getting ready to shoot her with eye beams.
Let's pause right here. Because we never said Makari comes in. Makari is deaf and she has super speed. We never, talked about Makari at all.
I mentioned that. I said that was the first deaf character.
Yeah, that was the first thing.
Okay, I heard. Yeah, no, I definitely heard that. I said that too. All right, let's go for it.
First moment.
Okay, so Makari runs in. Icarus is getting ready to attack her. Kingo jumps in and take the blast for her and tells her to run away. So Icarus is getting ready to leave and try to stop Makari, and then that's where Sprite decides to go with him. And there is Keith. Kingo also believes that Icarus is right and wanted to see the plan of the emergence go through, but he doesn't want to fight his friends for his beliefs, so he also just leaves.
Yeah, so he walks
which
away.
kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
So I was upset about it specifically because I feel like it's a what's it called thing.
Wait. We'll talk about like the characters after the summary because like it's a lot. It's a lot. So this is what? This is the final act of the film, and it's Icarus, Bright, and who else? And Kingo leaves, right?
Okay, and Druid, right?
No, Druid stays.
Druid on the ship.
Oh, okay. You mean leave the ship? Yeah.
Yeah, they left the ship. Icarus, no, not Icarus. Circe, Druid, and who else? They get off the ship to try to like connect. They try to create like a unimind.
Dina, right?
Yeah, I think it was those three.
Well, we didn't tell him how they created the Unimind first, because he took, what is it? Yeah, Fastos took the thing.
Building, right?
Yeah, he took the thing out of Circe's chest or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And like used that to create the Unimind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically with the Unimind, all their powers are amplified, and then that's what with Druid and Circe's amplified powers, they'd be able to put the emergence to an end.
Well, it's like they're connected and therefore amplified because of the connection is so strong.
Yes.
Yep.
And so the original plan was, and what they went with is that they wanted Druid to put the Celestial to sleep, but they did mention that Circe might have to kill the thing just in case. But she was like, I can't do that. She was like, I can't do that. So they went with Druid, kind of put the Celestial to sleep. So it wouldn't emerge.
Right. So while those two got off the ship to try to make that happen,
and whatever.
Yeah, but Makari was already off the ship, right?
Yeah, somewhat.
Right, yeah. So then Thena is tasked with holding off Icarus to buy the others some time. So we have Fastos. Fastos is still on the ship. Yeah. And then we have Thena versus Icarus. And then after that fight, Icarus finds out that something else is going on. So he gets off the ship and he tries to find Circe and the others. So then while they're doing it's like a Unimind ritual or whatever, like they're all floating, doing T-poses, right?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
And he did some, and so the Celestial had stopped emerging. Like there was a volcano, there was smoke.
So Icarus goes for Druid first because he really hates that man. Like he's
just mad at him.
He targeted him. Yeah. He went for him first. So he picks him up and he throws him inside a volcano. And Thena's still on the ship at this point, right?
Yeah. So the ship crashed. Right.
Well, yeah, the ship crashes because Icarus just like uses his heat beams to basically cut it in half. So then we have another fight scene. Druid is pretty much out of commission because he gets thrown into a volcano. Thena is Thena was saved by Makari.
Yeah, she saved her.
Yeah, and then Makari goes off on him. She just like bangs up Icarus for a good minute, like over and over again.
Yeah. She's bobbing and weaving, and she's like, I don't know, like hitting him with like a super fast combo, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets caught. She gets caught by Icarus and then thrown and then heat beam in the chest, and then she's out for like a quick second, right? And then there's Thena and Fastos. Fastos basically it's kind of like alien nanotech, where like he's able to just conjure different technology to try to subdue Icarus.
Yeah, he's like pulling wings.
Yeah. And then you see Crow again, and who was he helping? He was helping Icarus?
Yeah, he was helping them because he was beating up Icarus. He wanted Icarus first. And so they started attacking Crow because Fastos was like, we cannot let him get.
I don't know if anyone else felt bad for Crow, because Crow came to help, and then they immediately attacked Crow without like any hesitation.
Because he was trying to take Icarus's
power. In which case, it would have been over.
Yeah, he's the strongest one. You can't have that.
Yeah, that would have been real bad, but.
So then it's Thena, Makari, and Fastos versus Icarus, and then Thena, she who's kicked? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, slow up. She'll join up again, but Thena She separates herself from the battle to fight off Crow because Crow was the one that killed Gilgamesh.
Yeah. And they're in like a little dark cave, and she's winning a little bit. They're like even winning. She's winning ish, and then Crow says something. She starts like saying Gilgamesh's words, and she falls into like a little trance that she has.
Crow uses his voice.
Yeah, Gilgamesh's voice with her. You know, it combined the words with his voice, and it's working until she says like his very last words, and then she goes and she like cuts him up in like 2 seconds, as if it was easier.
Yeah, she was dead to rights though. She was dead.
Yeah, it was gone.
And then she regains. She said that she remembers everything.
And then she had like.
Go ahead, Chris.
Blade. Yeah, she had like a blade, got out, and I cut off his head.
Yeah, I mean it was more. It was like 3 different pieces, but yeah, Crow's gone. So then we move off to Druid, who somehow got outside. Well, we don't know yet.
Well, no. Skip that yet. Because Cersei.
Yeah. It was Cersei versus Sprite. Sprite doesn't want to. She wants.
It's kind of like Sprite, like
a little bit.
I mean, no, Sprite just snuck up. I forgot Sprite even existed. Some people snuck up on a door and stabbed her in the freaking abdomen.
She pretended to be Ajax. No, she made an illusion of Ajax to like throw her off. Throw Cersei off.
Right. She made an illusion of Ajax, and then while Cersei was distracted, Sprite stabbed Cersei like through the abdomen or something, through the waist or whatever, with like a knife. So then she was explaining that she doesn't want to stop the emergence because she just wants it all to end, and she was complaining about how the last millions of years was horrible because she couldn't actually live a life, and that she was stuck in a child's body and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah,
and then Druid, out of nowhere, with the rock, just like belts her one, right?
That was funny.
I mean, that was kind of funny.
It's just funny to sound.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great scene.
You're like, what?
So Druid knocks her out, and he says, "You know what? I'll stay with Sprite to make sure that everything's okay. So then you guys will use Cersei, go and finish the job." So then Fastos is restraining Icarus because he's trying to go stop Cersei, right? So then what does he create? It's like a whole bunch of like different restraints.
Yeah.
And like he's like basically what happens next?
And then like Icarus powered through like out of nowhere.
He powers through, he breaks through, and he's able to find Cersei in time. But like he couldn't bring himself to end her basically. So then
they were married. They had like millions, at least thousands of years.
Yeah. So like he's on his knees, he's crying, and then he basically allows Cersei to do what she wanted, right? So then
everybody kind of fits into the ritual.
Yeah. So everyone was there except Kingo, but we'll get to that. Right? Because he was completely gone from the third act.
Yeah.
He left the movie?
I didn't even realize that.
He left. Like, he peaced out. No.
He gonna show up out of nowhere.
I was pretty hurt about that, too.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna, like, shoot. Because, like, he was very, on the side of Icarus. And, like, oh, Icarus, don't worry, man. Like, we're best friends. You know, I believe in your judgment. And I thought he was going to, basically do the opposite. While he was finding like one of his friends being killed, because Icarus is responsible for Gilgamesh's death and Ajax. So I really thought Kingo was going to come back but apparently not. So what is it? The emergence is starting, and then Cersei is able to stop it by transforming the Celestial into what, ice?
Yep.
Ice?
Yeah. Either ice or like stone or something like that,
Yeah, no, ice. It basically became a glacier. Like it basically became a glacier. So.
We don't technically see this part, but they do say that Erisham also helped in the ritual in some way.
Erisham?
No, not Erisham. Tiamat, because he like connected to the Unimind. Like that's how they figured out.
Oh yeah.
When the planet blows
up. The Celestial that was inside of Earth was also helped. It connected to the Unimind.
Yeah,
itself.
so like, because Cersei was like, I felt the Celestial also working with me or whatever.
Okay, so the Celestial.
So it was the Celestial that they had stopped. She turned into ice, like his power. Also was granted to the Unimind. So that's how she was able to like freeze him. with it.
All right, quick question: Do you think it's dead or is it? Because I think it's dead, but people are saying that it's sleeping or something.
In the comics, then they just trap it in
global
like
warming.
planet or some shit. So I don't fucking know.
They
I don't
know
think
that
it's
kept
dead.
making global warming
It's
jokes,
now
so I
it
don't
should be
think it's
super
honestly.
dead, but like
Okay, well, the emergence is stopped, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. Well, end of the battle, and then we have Icarus flies into the sun because
Very
I get
poetic.
it.
That was
Yeah.
stupid.
he's super guilty about everything he's done. He's
Yeah.
responsible for Gilgamesh's death and Ajax
So he killed
dying.
himself.
So like he kills himself and goes into the sun.
well, kills himself.
No, he went to the sun.
Yeah,
Kills himself.
possibly.
Oh
Kills
my
him.
God.
Okay, so then what do we have? We have wait. Circe uses the last of her enhanced powers to change Sprite into a human so that she ages normally.
Real boy.
Also dumb.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. She's a real boy now.
Oh
Alright,
man.
so
That sounds great.
I think they say it's a few weeks after that battle. So then Circe is with Dane Whitman and Kingo and Sprite. Sprite is moving in with Kingo so that she can go to school and have a normal life.
Mhm.
What else? Both Thena,
Druid.
Makari, and Druid. They go on the repaired ship
Yeah, they leave
and
planet.
they go out into the galaxy, into space to try to find other Eternals to basically tell them the truth. Fastos just returns to his family.
Yeah.
We leaving everyone else.
You know.
I think that's everyone, right? And then right where it seems like they're having a happy ending, Erishim summons
All of them.
Circe.
Everyone from the planet.
Not all of them. It was
All
Circe.
of them are on the planet. All of them are.
Yeah.
Well, not Sprite.
Left on the planet.
It was Circe, Kingo. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. He didn't get Sprite, did he? Oh wow.
Yeah, because she's technically human now. So I don't know what he.
Yeah, I didn't
so
realize.
Circe, Kingo, and Fastos. And they don't return to Earth. He takes them and he says, "I'm going to analyze your minds and see if humanity is worth the billions of lives that you just stopped from being created." And he takes those three, and then that's where the movie ends. And then we get to there's two post-credit
Then we
scenes,
get
the mid-credit scene,
To the best part of the movie.
mid-credit. Really? Okay.
The best part of the movie.
That's a wild statement. I'm gonna get to that, but
Post-credit scenes now, or should we do the review and then do the post-credits?
well, let's do it now, just so we can get like the entire movie out the way.
Mhm.
I'm curious.
So we have
Post-credit
which one is
scene
first?
a bad
Let
one.
Wayne do this one because
There
I
we
know
go.
Wayne want to do.
Because I'm very excited for this. So we see them on the ship, right? We see Druid. Who else? Thena.
Makari.
And who?
Makari.
Which one was that?
Speedster.
Okay, yeah. And the speedster, right? They're all there on the ship. They get like a knock at the door or however ship works, and in comes Pip. What was his name?
Pip the Troll.
Pip the Troll and Star Fox come inside the ship, and they're like,
Yes.
"Hey, we're other Eternals. We heard about what's going on. We also, you
Hold
know."
on, wait.
You forgot
Wait. Should you explain who Star Fox is?
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Yeah, that's the majority of what I'm gonna get to after this.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
they find Star Fox, they find Pip the Troll. Like, oh, we also know the truth behind us Eternals. We're here to join you, right? Star Fox.
Star Fox also has the orb that allows him to connect
that
and
he is
communicate.
Yeah, so he's a leader of.
And he also very much mentioned he's the. He very much mentioned.
Wait, what'd you say, Chris?
He very much mentioned he was the brother of Thanos.
Oh,
Yeah, he mentioned that. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm. Did he say he's from the planet Titan? I don't think he did.
I mean,
know.
I think so. He's like, I defeated so and so, brother of Thanos.
Yeah.
Was he purple too?
Yeah,
No, he's
very
not purple.
dramatic.
He's Harry Styles.
Yeah,
He's-
Thanos.
Harry
Yeah, he does
Styles.
that.
Star Fox.
Now I have to say.
Eros, the brother of Thanos.
Yeah, with orange hair.
Harry Styles.
Yeah,
Really? Joking is a meme?
no, it's real.
I'm pretty sure if you look it up on the internet somewhere, you'll find it.
Got my
Okay,
ticket.
so who wants to explain the second end credit scene?
Oh no, we're not done with the first one yet. We gotta explain exactly who Star Fox is and why it's such a big thing.
Can we wait? Can we wait?
All right, what was the second one?
Okay, so
The second one was
scene.
Yeah, I know it. I can do the second. I can do the
All
second.
right, go ahead, Chris.
Okay, so basically, but like when at the end of the movie, when they all got taken away, Dane Whitman was trying to explain that he had some type of family secret or whatever, but then Cersei disappeared because something demons took her away. We go to the end credit scene. Dane Whitman opens a box with a sword. Is that something about like death or something like that? We had nothing.
We completely forgot about that scene.
What scene?
Go ahead
at the beginning of the movie. You mean at the beginning of the movie when Cersei?
It wasn't the beginning of the movie. It was when Sprite mentioned the ebony blade.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So yeah, there's an ebony blade thing that Dane Whitman has in front of him, and he was like, "Okay, I guess I have to." He's about to touch the sword, and then you hear a voice in the background say, "Are you sure about that?" And then like the movie ends.
Yeah.
Now, Wayne, because you're so excited to explain your thing, I'll let you explain your thing.
I would also like the voice with Blade.
Chris, you gotta mention who was talking to Dane Whitman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at the end of the movie, so we hear the voice. We had no idea who it was, but the director later came out and said that was Mahershala Ali, who we all know is playing Blade.
It's Blade. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So that's technically our first.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I guess introduction to Blade. You don't see him on screen; you just hear his voice. So that's our first introduction.
That's pretty exciting.
I don't know his voice. You should have saw him, but it's okay.
For a second, I thought I was like, that would sound like Samuel Jackson. I know they fucking. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's Blade has like a famously deep voice, though. So I didn't know. I still had no clue, but he had like a famously deep voice. So once someone said it was Blade, I'm like, oh, it's definitely Blade. That someone was Chris, but once I heard from Chris that it was Blade, I'm like, oh, it definitely is Blade. All right, everyone's breaking up all of a sudden. There we go. Are we back?